When life looks okay but feels off, this is where we talk about it all. Hi, friends, and welcome to This Shit Can't Be It, where we have real, unfiltered conversations about rising through all the hard things, reclaiming your personal power. Whether you're here to feel seen, be heard, get inspired, or find the tools for your own healing journey and growth, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm your host, Ann Oikel, and today we're diving into finding freedom in acceptance. My guest today is Donny, and his story is one of openness and truth and literally just going with the flow and learning that going with the flow is a-okay. Hi, Donny. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today.
How you doing?
Good. So, how about we just dive right in and let's start the conversation around what was life like before you found acceptance and knowing that it's okay to be who you are, the way you are, and authentically you?
And okay. Now, what I mean by acceptance, I wasn't never um shy about being myself. Like I never hated myself. I never. What I mean by acceptance is whatever acceptance is itself. Meaning, like I accept people for what they show me. You know, um, even if you're being stupid, retarded in the moment. Uh, you might not even be that stupid, but in the moment, you're stupid. So I accept the fact that you're stupid, and we can try to proceed with this later or never. My feelings won't be hurt. We all good. That's what I mean by acceptance. It's not nothing to do with me personally, per se.
Yes. Yeah. And that's I'm glad you bring that up because that's a true point. As human beings, we tend to judge other people in the way they are and the way they're coming across and not we don't always know what's going on in the background. So accepting who they are in front of you right at that present moment at any given time is huge. I know I used to be one that was quite explosive and people would be like, but that was my defense mechanism to protect myself. So that was my go-to when I felt threatened in any way, shape, or form. But the acceptance is huge because people who accepted for where I was could calmly de-escalate me. And that's not a trait that a lot of humans have nowadays, especially
Oh,
nowadays in society with the way we are.
oh yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I don't even think, man. I think it's so. Yeah, I think that's a trait that nobody. I don't think people really understand what acceptance is. Like
Yeah.
again, like you stated earlier, or reference, or probably insinuated earlier, is that I think a lot of people think acceptance is being true to you. I mean, yeah, that's a major part of acceptance. What I think, but I think acceptance is so much more than just
100%.
you, because once you become true to you, like the people who know you, matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say the people who know you. But you could keep them in mind. But for the like just strangers, the rest of the planet, when you blow up, then there's no need for me to blow up. Like, cause I don't blow up. So why would I be blowing up just because you're blowing up? So
Right.
yeah, so,
100%.
yeah,
But that's a very good point though, because when you're in acceptance of yourself and you're truly authentically within you, that won't impact you. Therefore,
hmm
like you say, you have no need to react. And that's huge because a lot of people, like you say, a lot of people are not in acceptance of themselves. They're seeking acceptance from other people. Therefore, they're in different degrees. There's so many different degrees.
But I thought about something last night, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be dope to say on the show."
Give her. We're unfiltered. Give her,
I
baby.
was I, I was in the shower when I thought about this. That's why I do a lot of thinking, and a lot of rehearsing too. you know.
For sure.
But I'm trying to, if I can. Hopefully this don't cut me out, but I'm about to go to my email 'cause that's where I sent it to myself, so I won't forget.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully it
Right
doesn't
on.
cut me
That's
off. Let me
awesome.
let me go real quick. Are you still there? Can you see me
I got
or
you.
hear me?
You're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. We had an issue with that earlier, but yes, sweet. Thank you. But let me go to my
That's
traps and
awesome.
boom.
I have a little note tab that I put that stuff in. And I've sent
uh,
emails to myself. Yeah, I've done that for before.
oh yeah, I do that all the time, all the
Yeah.
time. Text or email to myself. But I had said I was just thinking because I got so many theories on just existence. Period. Like
Yeah.
just overall, and I got so many theories that I like to talk about on my show. But I thought, and one of my theories is humanity acts out life rather than being themselves.
Right.
They're rather portray their personality rather being them. And I was just thinking, and I was like, I was like, we speak individuality while letting society dictate our personality,
Mm.
giving the perception of fear of being yourself, leading to the mentality of searching for yourself, even though you know you already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and so many people live by that mentality. Like we live by societal morale for the gender that we are, rather than just being ourselves. We're
Yeah.
like men. We're supposedly raised to be men, and we
Yeah.
do things that men are supposed to do, rather than, yeah, I'm this gender that we call male, but I don't like this. So why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And women are raised vice versa, raised to be women, raised to be somebody's spouse or partner or girl and wife or
Yeah.
girlfriend, and I see society portraying those traits rather than
Hmm.
people actually being themselves. And I was like,
Right.
oh,
Yes. And unfortunately, we have generational habits and behaviors that come into play. And I'm glad you brought that up because that's something that, as you're talking, I'm reflecting on, like my grandparents, for example, in their generation. Like if they seen somebody all tattooed up, they'd start the judgments. If they see, but it's true, right? Like, and if they see like gay people together, they'd start the judgments. Where I'm from a generation, I don't see any of that. Like I see the person. I don't judge the prints on their skin or who they're with or any of that. So it's it's interesting because the older generation, like that gets handed off to us, and some of us, like I've been able to dismantle it, but
mm-hmm,
it's crazy because that even the most subtlest little things, the judgments happen.
mm-hmm,
And even we as humans, we have our own judgments and our own belief systems. But I remember taking Tony Robbins training, and he would say, challenge your belief system. Is it really, really true? And I would be sitting there and I'm like, oh, yay. But he walks people through this whole process of, is your belief system true? So when you talk about that you're fine with yourself and you have accepted yourself, that's awesome. But when somebody else hasn't done that and they don't believe that they're worthy, well, is that really true? And then when you start asking the key questions to break it down, you start to have this epiphany of like, well, that was dumb. Like, how could I
mm-hmm,
ever think that of myself? But we go through life not even being aware of it, but our behaviors reflect it. And that's the biggest challenge is most people in society are functioning from a place of unawareness of who they are, what they're doing, and how they're doing it. That was like my explosive personality for years. I had no clue. how I was impacting others around me and why I was so explosive. And a lot of it stemmed from childhood, needing to be seen and heard and the validation and the significance. Because I grew up with all boys and I'm the youngest of all of them. And one of them was very strong personality. So it was tough to be seen and heard as the
Mm.
fifth child and the baby of the bunch. So all these things come into play, but until you become aware, you can't really recognize or shift it. And I remember having a lady tell me, she's like, Anne, when I first met you, I was scared to death to speak around you because my presence was so dominant. So anybody that has a very passive personality, I was freaking them out and I had no idea. No
Mm.
idea.
I, I think different on not knowing. I think we do know.
Yes,
Uh,
but it's an ignorance.
yeah, yes, and yeah, and I'm still, you know, thinking about my theories of all the time because I'm constantly thinking like I'm not,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm not the one to. I'll be like, oh my goodness, I can't shut off my thoughts and this and that about my thoughts. I'm like, I don't even like to live life that way. Like I embrace my thoughts. I love my thoughts.
Yes.
Like, like I live by a mentality of I am not my thoughts. These are just
Right.
thoughts,
Right.
and I just don't mind sharing my thoughts, which is
Yes.
why I have whatever talk. But also funny, real quick, we were raised by retardeds. It's like your parents, like you said about your parents, my
Yeah, the
parents,
grandparents.
my
Yep.
grandparents, all retarded. But it is also funny that my two primary shows that I do is whatever talk is my that's my love. That's my baby. All of that where it all began from. And I do have another show that I do called Challenge Our Beliefs.
Yes.
So when you said it, that was pretty funny. Uh, but and I think a lot of people don't.
No, they
That's
don't.
why I said. That's why I said we live by societal morale for
Yeah.
the gender that we are,
Mhm.
rather our own personal morale or
Right.
ourselves or what I call the placebo system, which is
Mhm.
known as the belief system.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't think people actually sit down and not only think about the belief, but think about why I believe this
Right. Yeah.
outside of being programmed to believe it. Like you just doing things in life just because you are born a man. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that don't make no sense. You just don't like something because you a man? It ain't had nothing to do
Yeah.
with you literally not liking it.
Yeah. Yes.
it's,
Yeah.
it's
No, but you're
stupid.
not wrong though. You're not wrong. Like we are, like you say, programmed as a society of how we think we should be functioning, and that's how we
Function.
behave. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And wonder and then that's why I thought about what I said earlier. Like it leads with to the mentality of self-hate. Like a lot of this stuff is self-hate. The reason why you have duality, waking up, spinning the imaginary Rolodex of which personality you want to be today, is all because you self-hate yourself for something that you don't want to deal with. You were
Yeah.
rather you would rather act like it's not a thing by saying, "Oh, I keep reliving it," or "I keep reliving it." Like, no, you only keep reliving it because you're trying to block out what you're trying to keep reliving. Like, you keep thinking
Yeah.
about it your own self.
Yeah. And the lack of decisions to do something different to stop getting the
Mhm.
same results.
Yep, because
Yeah.
that portion right there, that part of what I you said that the reason why I think that we do know better, like we disconnect, like we do
Mhm.
so much disconnection that that can be somewhat of a reason of I can I see what
Absolutely.
you're talking about how you said, hey, when you was like, hey, I was blowing up, I don't even know why. and this and that. I'm like, you know why? You just don't want to talk about why right now in the moment right now. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's just my theory. You probably really
Yeah.
don't know why, but I think you do know why.
I agree. Deep down in the subconscious, I believe we do know. Because
Yeah.
and like I say, I am a prime example of it. I would always say, I know there's things that I know deep down, but I don't know how to become aware of them. I did know how to become aware of them. I just, like you say, you block it. That's the limited beliefs. That's the challenge. And it's like, I used to say, I need to hire a coach. I need to have somebody to help me unlock. And yes, some people need to get somebody to help them start to realize the answers are all within. Every answer to every question and every problem we have is within. And I heard that from one of my mentors recently because I always try to put good stuff in so good stuff comes out. And I remembered that one of them had said, if we're not happy with our current circumstances, it's because it's a product of who we're being and how we're showing up in this world.
It's a product of who we been and how what
How we're showing up.
or how
So
we
if we're
show.
not happy with an aspect of our life, so say we're in a bad relationship, that part of that reflection of that bad relationship is how we're showing up and how we're
Mm.
bringing it in and inviting it in based on our own energy, our own limited belief systems. Like you say, the patterns. That's like a woman that has been in an abusive relationship and keeps getting into abusive relationships. It's because it's a pattern they're not breaking.
No, I mean, I hear that on an often basis, but that particular example, um, I think no, because again, I think that going back to the whole disconnection, I think we disconnect just to justify what it is that we want to do slash accept in life. Like we know better. Like
Right.
we got kids in elementary school that know better. We got kids before they even hit school that know better. You
100%.
know,
Yeah.
so we know right from wrong. You know, and I use elementary because one, we can use this one as a they just don't know the degrees of what they're doing and how
No.
does it affect
And they're
that.
really tapped in at that age because
Yes,
there's
yes.
less programming imposed on them at that younger age.
Yes, yes. And and so they're not fully aware of the depths of what they know better of.
Their
Like they know
wisdom.
not they know not to do this, they know not to do that,
Yeah.
and but they do them, and not much happens because they are kids and they are learning the severity of what could be
Yeah.
if. But that grow you grow up, and you get more life lessons bestowed upon you if you choose to use. And so we know better that. And then going back to the relationship one, or I keep messing with these guys keep coming to me, these chicks keep coming to me. Is you like this is
That's what
what
I'm
you
saying.
like.
There's a payoff. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're a product of what you're emanating.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay, I get it. Yes, yes, yes. So I was like, yeah, you keep doing this because you like this. You're disconnecting from knowing the route you supposed to be on because you want to be
There's
doing
a
this.
payoff. There's a
Yeah.
payoff. Yeah.
You want to be with this thug. You know thugs ain't for nobody. You want to be with this hoe, or what we consider a hoe, because we're hoes too. And I was just talking to my wife about that the other day. I mean, yeah, yesterday. Oh, we you- we get women get labeled hoes, even though that's what men are searching for. That's
Yep.
what men are liking. The hoes, the ones that will give that to them. But then also at the same time, or what we consider hoes, but then at the same time, we got females that act like they don't want what the guy is chasing as well, and
Yep.
then be solely solely with the mentality of, or the image of other people's imagination of them being hoes, even though both parties are hoes.
But it's really it's one and the same. There is no label. It is what it is.
Exactly, and that's the major part of what I think this this whole self hate comes from. I think
Absolutely.
a lot of the self hate comes from the programming of growth, of growing up.
And the environments, yeah, that we were exposed to. 100%. Absolutely. Yep. And it's unfortunate, but we have to decide to break that cycle. Like as adults, we mature to our brains mature to a certain level where we can continue to function on autopilot like I did, or we can choose to stop it like I did later in life. But you get to
Mm-hmm.
a point where you have to say enough is enough. I need to break the cycle because otherwise the cycle will just keep perpetuating itself. And there's like you say, there's a payoff. I may not always like the payoff, but there is a payoff for me to keep behaving that way. So until I recognize that, no, I don't want this in my life anymore, nothing's going to change until I do. So it has to, the cycles of all of it. And like you say, when you break it down to simple processes, we are human beings. If we break down to just being, there is no lack of self-worth. There is no lack of judgment. There is no lack, like there is no judgment. There's no lack of anything. We are already in wholeness if we get to our core of actual being.
Mm. Yeah. I think so. I think so too. Yeah. And that whole judgment thing too. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
nobody's judging you, person. They're doing what we all do daily throughout the day, is what we call make fun, what we call back in when I was growing up, tapping on each other, which is telling jokes on each other. Your mama, everybody's mama is a joke. Everybody's family member is a joke. But for some reason, we only hate when other people talk about the things that we hate.
Right.
Like that don't
That,
make no sense, person.
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like what?
And that's just it. We get to choose. Do we want to stay in that hate or get out of it? Like for me, I had to cut out the news. I had to cut out the news. I had no idea how much it was impacting my blood pressure. Because for me to start listening to the news, I was like, it's fucking bullshit. And it's like I would get all worked up over listening to the
Mhm.
bullshit, knowing that it was bullshit. So I just cut it out. I was like, this is my choice. I'm just cutting it out. It's bullshit. Why feed my brain and my body and get all worked up over something I can't control? So I just cut it out. And that's when I decided that I'm going to start feeding more positive things to go in so that more positive things can come out. Because at the end of the day, garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. Like you're going to get what you
Mm.
reap. So if you're going to constantly be exposed to negativity, you're going to get in a lower vibration and just spew nothing but negativity.
I don't think that. I think that's due because what I stated earlier. You just want that that to be like. I do understand. Like one of my going. You said, "Oh, I don't know if you asked this question about the whole belief system." Can I talk about that now, or do we
Yeah,
gotta
go
wait
go
till
ahead.
that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. The whole acceptance as a belief system. I Part of that acceptance is accepting the fact that no matter how confident I think I am, or I can't even use the words think and confident at the same time. So, that being said, no matter how confident I know that I am, I have to accept the fact that everybody I come across probably not on the same level as I.
No, they're not. No,
Probably. And they just may be on the same level as I, but just in different aspects.
correct.
And
Yeah.
we're all growing to this destination of whatever we
Yeah.
call mature, whatever that is. We all,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, we're all growing there, and we're all most likely growing at the same time. We're just not growing in the same field of maturity at the same time.
Right. It's
And
evolution. Either we're growing or we're not. And if we're not growing, we're going backwards. So we're either moving the needle one way or the other because we're not stagnant. As
mhm.
humans, we don't stay in one place. We're either going backwards or forward. So we have to choose which path we want to be on.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes. Because again, we know better, and
Yeah.
part of knowing better, and part of knowing, uh, yeah, part of knowing better to me is like, again, like, when you, yeah, yeah. Sorry, knowing you, I'm having brain farts here.
That's all right. I have them
Yeah,
on a regular basis.
knowing you, meaning knowing yourself.
Yeah.
Part of that acceptance is, to me, I think acceptance makes you aware of everything.
Mm.
Like, like I got this saying about people who believe in God. I think you're insane, but I'm able to have conversations about how insane I think you are. No matter, and they're able to. The ones I have been lucky to had the courage to converse about religion, and they understood that this is not coming from a place of malice. Like,
No.
another thing that I like to live by, that I live my life by, is, and before I say this, I think a lot of I'm long-winded, as my bad, and I like to talk, my bad, but I think a lot of people, when they say, uh it's a lifestyle. I mean, I don't really look at it as a lifestyle. To me, a lifestyle is you literally trying to be nice, you trying to be who you claim to be. I'm like, no, this is just me. Like, when I have a conversation with anybody, whether it be on my show, in-house, the people I know around me, no matter who, I trust that this person is not saying and or doing anything to intentionally hurt me.
Right.
So, and that being said, it's like, so just live life the way that you don't want to be treated. And
Mm. In
and
purity. Yeah.
yeah, and why would you have that on your mind, that somebody is trying to maliciously hurt you with every person you come across, especially the people you claim to know? Why are you
Mm.
getting mad at people you know? You should be, oh, you should be accepting the fact that this person is this. Like I said, just because you know that you have got to a certain level of maturity,
Yeah.
then you can't. Let me see. We got this saying called, what is it? Don't expect you from other people. And
Mm.
I'm like, okay, and I get it. I like to use things and shape them into my own phrases, and put a little bit
Yeah.
more with it. And I look at it, well, okay, yeah, I don't expect me from other people, but I do assume me from other people, which people who don't ask questions in conversation would say, hey, that's the same thing. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. But what I mean by that is, I know that I'm not a malicious person.
No.
I know that I'm not this evil person. I know
Right.
that I'm not doing things. I know that I'm not a person that'll match another person's energy, because that is what petty is called.
Yeah.
you know, I know that I'm not these things. So I will assume that from the rest of the world. And I think that's
Mm,
what we call optimistic.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree with you on that front that if we are, well, actually, I'll break it down. I did a post actually, just a color block post on Facebook, and what I said was is that I expect nothing, or I expect zero support from other people, but I expect to give it myself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a standard that I choose to live by. And I've learned from my own personal experiences that having expectations on other people is not fair to them
Mm-hmm.
because, like you say, they're where they are in their evolution. So to expect a higher standard from them as an individual outside of them, that's not my job. That's their job to set their own expectations and their own standards to live by. I should not be setting it. I shouldn't be setting it for you, is what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
and that you're right, that people they're either going to choose to be authentically kind and humble or they're not. But the malice ones, they'll only impact us if we let them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I mean by the whole saying of matching the energy. Like, no, that's
Mm,
retarded. Like, why would you assume that this person is retarded? So why you gonna be retarded too?
yeah.
You know, it, I had a guy on, and we were uh oh we were talking about nigga. Like, hey man, they call me a nigga, so I'll show them what a nigga is. I'm like, well, nigga, you are nigga for that. it's like
Yeah.
it's like why how does proving somebody right about what they imagine about you is the answer?
Yep.
Especially when you claim not to be this type of person. Like
Mm,
we all can go from what we call 0 to 10 or
mm-hmm.
100. We all know how to act retarded. We all know how
Yep.
to act bossy. We all know how to be, but we're not this. At least that's what we claim to be. So why be it when somebody else is showing you it? Let them be stupid by themselves. Let them
Yeah.
be that. Like,
Yeah.
that's petty. That's petty.
Mm,
Nobody's growing up in a situation. And like you just stated in your last statement, you know better.
mm. Yeah.
Person, you know better. You are a
Yeah.
grown person.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. No, it's interesting. And I've learned to just stop conversations when they go down those rabbit holes that have serve no purpose of, well, I guess I just avoid those conversations that serve no purpose at the end of the day. They just serve no purpose.
Yeah.
Like it's funny you bring that up because I had a conversation with a gentleman and he was half black, half white. So one of his parents was white, the other one was black. And he brought up that word one day. And I started like, I'm sitting there. I'm naive because I don't call people names. And I asked him, and of course, I said, like, where does that name come from and what started, and the fact that I said that, he started getting mad because I said the word, and I'm like, but you said the word, so I'm asking you about the word. And he got all caught up in me saying the word, and the whole conversation was around me, not, I'm white, I'm not allowed to say the word, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? So I'm like, I'm done, I'm tapping out.
I talk about them niggas all the time.
Yeah, like it's unreal. Like I was
Them
flat out not
types.
allowed to say the word in his conversation, although I was just emulating his conversation and curiosity, like asking honestly his point of view, but he got so caught up in me saying the word, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I
So I just
like
stopped it. I just stopped the conversation.
I I know my show is one of the best shows in the world. And just because I I don't even want them people on the show.
No,
I don't even want to
no.
talk to these people. But like I stated, I'll say it here too. I was talk to anybody at least once.
Hmm.
At least once. And that's
Yeah.
really all you need from to read a person. Like humanity existence. But
Hmm.
we gonna narrow it down to just humanity. It's extremely easy to read,
Yeah.
extremely easy to read, and it just takes just paying attention. You ain't gotta all your assumptions. Like everybody I had on my show, I had my assumptions on. I just don't play on them because
Yeah.
what's the need to? That's what we here for, to talk, to get
Yeah.
understanding about whatever it is that we're gonna be talking about today. There's
And
no
that's why I
need.
created my show, was to get different perspectives from different people, unfiltered conversation.
But like I had sent out looking for nothing but white people to come on the show to talk about the word nigga,
Yeah.
to talk about it, not to be called one, not to call them
No.
one, just to
No.
talk about the word nigga. And I don't care who uses it. It's just a word, just like every other word.
Yes.
You only identify with the terminology
Right. And
because from
society has put the negative twist on it.
as that's where the terminology comes from. Because I stated numerous times on my show, when the supposed outsiders do say nigga, it's like they're using it in the proper context of how we use it. So there's no need for you to be the nigga in the situation, nigga.
Mm, yeah.
We it's all I have yet outside of media. I've never heard the word said out of context of how black people use it. I've only heard it racially in on the news, or yeah, the news or any other clip. I have never in person. I've been around for 41 years, and I have never heard the word said out of black people in out of the context of how black people use it. Like, and
Yeah.
and really it's only used in two different contexts. And one is the term of endearment, and the other one is call it it's another word for retarded. We use it in context of stupid. Like, oh, look at this person being a nigga. This is some stupid junk right here. So and then I had a few episodes ago. I want to say about maybe 10 episodes ago, if that I had a conversation. It was the show was called Colored People. I love my titles. The one with all the white guest. That one is called "We're Not Negard" with words. I just I love
Yeah.
I'm infatuated with the human psyche, and I just
Mm,
know a bunch of niggas went with the word nigga right there instead of negard. Don't even know what the word means, but they heard something similar to it.
yeah.
So
And
the
reference
human
it.
psyche told them that it's this.
Yeah.
But it means stingy for ones who may be listening to this. The word negard means stingy, and whatever talk is far from being stingy with words, because it's all about conversation.
Yeah.
But we were talking about again, bringing up the word nigga, because really, I don't even know what a nigga is really, and I'm part of what we would call the
What
nigger
I was
race.
trying to understand.
Yeah, and we don't know what the word. We don't know what it is either. We don't know what it is, and when you really break down the terminology, or and get, talk some depth into a conversation maturely, and motherfucker, nigga are the same word.
I say
You can even
motherfucker all the time.
you can use them in the you can replace both words with each other and it would be the
Yeah.
same meaning, the same context. We can even throw bitch in that category.
Yeah.
It's the same, all three words are the same word, but yet
Yeah.
you're mad because somebody else is using a word that you claim is only for black. Nigga, why are you claiming the word like that?
Mm,
Knowing where the word generates
yeah.
from, or having a construct of where the word generates from, why are you holding so dearly to that word?
Claim is the big word that you used right there is claim. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that goes back to our belief systems. We're right back to belief systems again, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
challenging, what is it really all about? What's the underlying triggers?
We don't know because we're not
Yeah.
taking the time out to sit down and think about us.
And
You
be
know
human beings.
why we believe in what we believe in. We
Yeah.
I think the humans I think people, society is humanity. I think we just like we believe in believing in stuff.
100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's funny because you brought up religion earlier, and that's one thing I always say is I am not religious. I am spiritual. I pull from the different religions that resonate with me and my beliefs of how I want to be in this life and in this world and how I want to show up as a human being. I like you say, we naturally don't intend to be malicious. Most of us, I don't believe we do. That's a programming.
Mhm,
As a
mhm,
born child, we're raw and authentic as we can possibly be at birth. And the malicious comes from programming. It's not our
mhm,
natural way of being. So when we break everything back down to being and where and who we are, we have to decide what standard are we going to hold ourselves to in this life? Because that's all we
mhm.
have. That's
Yep,
all we have. Because at the
yep.
end of the day, stuff does not define who we are. It's the standards of which we want to live by and how we want to show up for other people. And that's when that's when I started looking at why am I so explosive? What am I getting out of it? Why do I do it? And it wasn't until I had that breakdown that I can catch myself now. Like once in a blue moon it can still happen, but I recognize the trigger and I can, okay, I'm getting elevated. What's triggering and what's causing it, and do I really need to go there? And at the end of the day, 9 if not 10 chances out of 10 it's not necessary.
Yeah. That blow up you mentioned, is it really blowing up though? Even when you think about it, like, is it really blowing up? Because we we the other phrase or the other thing is when, when we talking, we're having conversation, we get lively, we get what we call
Yes.
passionate about
Yes.
what it is. But now I don't really see that as blowing up per se. Like we all, we like it's like stated, we all get a little, like I'm already animated when I talk anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this.
Yeah.
If I was a comedian, I would be like running on the stage and all this
Yep.
stuff. Like I'm already animated, so when I talk animated as well. And I think you could
Yeah.
get a lot of that just from the way I dictate my sentence or statement in the moment.
Yeah.
Even in the moment I just told you about me dictating my sentence, you can see all of that. But I don't. But again, sitting down and thinking about it, is that really blowing up,
Yeah.
or is it just what you think other people think blowing up
Well,
is?
that's what I mean. That's the perception is of I also refer to it as an explosive personality
Oh, okay.
because like you say, it's a state of being that puts other people at, "Oh my God." That's my reference of blowing up is I have other people like, "Holy fuck, we're not going to mess with this woman." Not right
Okay.
now. That's
see,
what I
I think,
refer to as the blowing up my explosive personality.
but again, I don't know, and I haven't witnessed any of these episodes,
No.
but it seems
But like
like,
you say, passion. People also say you're quite passionate, and I'm like, I'm very passionate.
yeah, it seems like
It's
you're
context.
presenting a little bit of what you're saying about what blowing up is to
Yeah.
in your and I'm like, I'm not. That's why I thought about that, like, because I'm not
Yeah.
seeing a blowing up person. I just see a person that's just into what it is that they're talking about.
Yep. Yeah, but that's exact. It's all it is labels. It's labels. Is it passion? Is
Hmm.
it blowing up? Is it explosive personality? So they're all one
Labels.
of the same.
Yeah, that is, labels is so hilarious. Like, again, the
This
human
whole
psyche,
podcast is about labels.
the human psyche is just my playground,
Yeah.
because labels. That's funny
But
too.
I
But then it's
love this though because you provide an extra perspective on things and you're okay with not agreeing with me and I'm okay listening to you not agree with me because I'm not right. I'm
and
not
I
right.
might not be
It's
right
all about
either.
perception. Yeah, but that's my point.
Exactly.
It provides multiple perspectives for other people to listen and learn from. And it's huge. It's huge. And like I
That's
say, I'm
so fun.
glad you brought up the race trigger because I specifically, and I think you're a lot the same, but from our conversation, is when I see people, I don't see a color, I don't see a like a country. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what language you speak. I don't speak any other language but English. So if nobody speaks English, then there's a barrier. But at the end of the day, I don't see any of that. I don't care what your sexual preference is. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what country you come from. I don't care about your religious beliefs. Like you say, as long as you're authentic and you're not malicious, that's all that matters at the end of the day when it comes to people in my field of energy. And
Mhm.
anybody that is malicious, they don't stick around because I don't have time for it. It just I move on. That's not the energy or the field I want to be participating in. So I just move on and I don't associate. And I talk about often, like even especially with social media, like people talk about their lives and the being stuck in their situations. And I'm like, well, sometimes you need to eliminate the people that are not evolving, especially if you're evolving and they're not.
Mhm.
And if they're negative, I don't care what their title is. I don't care if they're mom and dad, brother, sister. I don't care if, even if
Absolutely.
they're like they say, you never turn your back on your child. Well, no, most of us would not, and we would tolerate that shit from our child. But at the end of the day,
Mm.
you have to make choices, and it's a very finite, fine line. And the thing is if, and this is a very touchy subject, but you look at our children, like there are babies. There's like a connection there that the cord is tough to cut. And the same thing with our parents. But at the same time, if our parents are so toxic and we're all adults, at some point you have to decide either you accept them for who they are and love them as they are, or you have to cut the cord until you can get to that point. I'm
Mhm.
not like when I say you have to eliminate the negativity if you want to get out of your shit, then not saying it has to be permanent, but you have to heal to a point where you can accept that and not have it impact you and be okay with
Oh,
that.
absolutely. And I'm saying I don't care if it is permanent.
Yeah.
and, that, and,
Yeah.
and, and that's the level of being cool with me is
Yeah.
like, I just literally had a recording about two no what Wednesday, no, Monday, and we had mentioned I had mentioned bring up the conversation of people who feel the need to protect their peace. Oh, I gotta protect my peace. I gotta. I'm recording. Yeah, I gotta protect my peace, and then also promote it for other people to do
Oh, I think you just froze on us. Oh,
Hello?
there you are. You
Oh, there
just
you go.
froze on us.
All right. Yeah. All the one what I thought about is people who promote protecting your peace and who protect their peace. These are some of the most violent people that I can think of outside of historical white people. It's like protecting your peace. If you had peace like you claim you had, then you wouldn't care to match anyone's energy.
No,
You wouldn't care to go through the depths of the things that you're doing to even get away from whatever it is that's messing, threatening your peace. You wouldn't even bother with it.
no. Well, that's what I mean. I don't allow that in my field. Like it's a choice that I
Exactly.
make.
Exactly. Even when you got this person, I mean, like you brought up your, the kids. You brought up kids.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people's depression, but parents, since we're bringing up kids, I think a lot of parents' depression stems from they just have to take the BS from their kids just because that's their kids.
yeah.
Nah.
Well,
And
the
then wonder,
depression. Yeah. Go
oh
ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. You go ahead, go
Well,
ahead.
I was going to say the depression comes back to what we talked about earlier, and that's not being authentic to ourselves. Because if we're authentic to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, there's no room for depression.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we look at, you know dang on well you hate this child right now. It's all good.
In the
It ain't
moment,
gonna
yeah, there's
last
times.
forever. It's
No,
like
that's
it
right.
ain't gonna last
It's
forever.
situational.
Guess what? Guess what? They hated you for 18 years. You still got them Christmas. They still and you
That's what
was
I tell
aware
my
of this
child.
stuff.
That's what I tell my child. I don't like your behavior right now, but I love you, but go away.
I mean, good night with
Yeah,
that. Like, you know what? I tell mine is like, after I say what I gotta say, I typically close out majority of all my sayings with the world can show you and will show you better than I can tell you.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'm trying to let you know since I do care about you the little bit you think I do.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yes, I don't know it all, but I know some.
I mean, I
Yeah,
only been around a couple of decades longer to
that's
experience.
all. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I refer to that too. Oh my God, this is so funny. We're running out of time here, Donnie. So I want to thank you so much for being here today. This was absolutely awesome conversation. I love the free flow. I love the perspective, and just your ability to stay authentically you is awesome.
Thank you, thank you. It's it's really easy.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
It's really easy.
It is when you break it down. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And like you say, I
Yeah,
had to learn that the hard way, but yeah.
can I just close with just one last thing with saying like as far as the whole what I just said is really easy. Is I don't think you really have to search for you.
No.
Again, you know better. You know what
Mhm.
you do and don't like. That's you. That's who
Yeah.
you is. That's all you got to do is the things that you like. Why would you do the things that you don't like? And as far as this change thing go, you could change literally the moment you hear me say change because you do it every single time somebody do what we call a trigger.
Yep. And it's a
So
choice. Yeah, it's a
exactly,
choice.
exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Excellent. Well, if anybody wants to connect with Donnie, I'm going to have his podcast links down below. So thank you very much, my love, for coming on. I appreciate our conversation. And yeah, we'll be in touch.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you.
Excellent.
I appreciate
Take
it.
care, my dear. Okay. Bye bye.